Hi, everyone. This is Billy Ariel, Real Life. I'm coming to you from inside the Resistance Studio. And yes, I and majority of the team members are here because this is a off day. Some is watching video. We're just enjoying ourselves inside our studio. But something was brought to my attention by a very close friend of the Resistance team. And, and when I looked at it and I saw and I read, this has to be clarified. Now, it's the law of attractions. Some of you think that you can just sit back and just say, or just think, I'm going to get a new home. I'm going to win the $1 million lottery. I'm going to have this and I'm going to have that. And you think it up and it will come. Well, people, I, Billy R.L., I'm here to tell you, as along with the team, we're here to tell you you're sad and mistaken. Well, I wish I could, and many times I did, when I was coming up through the streets. And I'm not going to go into it specifically, but I've told many of you how I came through the streets, living in cardboard boxes, making cardboard boxes my home, going to the different restaurants, in the bathroom and washing myself, washing my clothes, asking this one and that one, could I have something to eat? Everyone didn't give me something to eat, but majority of them did. Walked around dirty and filthy, trying to continue with my education in high school, continue with my education as far as my college degree was concerned. I went through hell, but there were many times when I just sit back and said, well, one day I'm going to own me a home. I want my home to come into existence. There was many times when I said, I'm not going to live like this anymore. I'm not, and I'm just going to sit back and let it happen. People, I'm here to tell you, it's never going to happen. I don't know who is feeding you this information, but whoever is feeding you this information is wrong. Now, I will say this, the power of manifestation is, it doesn't work like that. Not only with it didn't work like that with Billy RL real life, and it does not work like that with any of you out there. You have to get up off of your asses and you have to put into action. Now, when my mother stated to me before she died in my arms, Billy, I want you to make it. Now, I could have sat back and said, well, hey, the power of manifestation, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do this. And which many times I did say that, but without actually putting forth action, it never existed. It's not going to come. You're not going to be handed a silver platter without doing anything. I don't care how many times you see it over and over and over again. All you got to do is think it up, and it's going to happen. No, it's not. You have to put forth the action. The only way that I, Billy RL, and a few other team members, the only way we got out of our situations is that we had to get up and do something about it. Sure, we had our little what you call it, affirmation, prayer, greetings, or what have you. We said it every morning. At least I did. Said it every morning, and a lot of the team members said every morning. Today is going to be a good day. That I am protected. I am safe. And yeah, we said it, but we just could not rely solely on what we were saying. We had to get up and make sure that today was going to be a good day. We had to make sure that we were divinely protected because we had to set forth our actions. How many people, and I really want you to understand this, how many people are living out there on death row or skid row, however, how many people are out there that are truly homeless, that are hungry, that have that, they don't know their front end to their back end. But how many of them have sat back, laid down, set up, and said, well, today I'm not going to be homeless anymore. I'm not going to be homeless anymore. And then when that day is over, the next day they're still homeless. When anyone says that, what they have done, people, they have gotten up off of their asses and tried to do something about it. They tried to do something of not being homeless, of not being hungry, of whatever is their manifestation that they want done. They have gotten up to do something about it. There have been people who have been out there in the streets for years and have been told, all you have to do is just think it up, and it will come to you. And they have did that, and they're still out on the streets. They're still drug addicts. And don't tell me that a drug addict, well, when a drug addict, a person is filled with drugs, they don't have the mind to think. Yes, they do. Because there comes a time when their mind is clear enough, and they have said to themselves, I want to get off this stuff. I want to get off these drugs. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to think it up, and I'm going to say, I'm off these drugs. And then the next minute, they're out there trying to get more drugs, because it takes more than that. So I don't know who's feeding you these, and it's lies. It's nothing but lies. If you want anything to be done, the power of manifestation, then you're going to have to get up, not only with just thinking it. You have to get up and produce action, just as I, Billy R.L., did. Was a female, a young female. I'm only 38 years old, people, but I was a young female. And I was lit. If you could have seen the way that I lived, and many times, I used the power of manifestation, and still the next day I was the same way. The next day, the same way. It does not work like that. The only way that it changed for me and many others like me that's out there, that I had to get them and say, hey, now wait a minute. I can sit back and use the power of manifestation all I want to, but I'm gonna have to get up and do something about this. And that's what I did. When I could have lived in the coldness on in the alley streets. I could have gone to school with dirty undergarments on and dirty dresses on, because why? I believe in the power of manifestation. That didn't mean a thing. The only way that it will stop is that when I go into the bathroom of those restaurants, I would go in there and wash my clothes off. I took action upon myself. When I would go to school, my last year of high school, I took action. No one just, nothing came to me just freely because I thought. The power of manifestation, all I have to do is say it, and it's going to come into existence. No, no. Well, if that's the case, all of these houses and apartment units that are being built in the homes, all the builders have to say is, well, I'm going to use the power of manifestation. It's going to come into being, and people will have homes to live in. No, they had to go out there and get the builders, the people who laid the bricks, and they had to get the people to lay the foundation. But if they never did that and just thought of the power of manifestation, we wouldn't have homes, libraries, schools, or nothing today. Nothing. So it's one thing, people, you people out there, it's one thing to say something and know the true meaning behind it. And it's another thing to actually go out there and do it. Anyone can, and I stated previously, anyone can have the power of manifestation. Well, I'm going to think of, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to think of just going to get me a car. I'm going to get me a car. I'm going to think of it, and it's going to happen. Now, don't get it misconstrued. If you sit back and use the power of manifestation, I'm going to get me a car, and I want my car to be a blue car, a black car, a green car, and I want it to be four-door, and I want it to have a space in the back seat, and I want it to sit not a seat not only for people but 6 or 8 people. I want the car. Yes, you can do that, but you're going to have to get up off of your ass to be able to get that type of car. It's not going to come to you. We're not living in a world of fantasy. We're living in a world that is real, real. and nothing is going to come to you. I don't know who is feeding you this garbage, but whoever is doing this, that's exactly what they're doing, is feeding you garbage. When we see, and some of the team members, well, not some of the team, well, yes, some of the team members have come to I myself, Billy R.L. Petrina, or the original messenger, or some Tabitha, or whoever that they go to on the team. Well, this lady, she said that, um, she found this car place, and the car place said, you just drive up and we'll give you the car. There's no down payment, there's nothing. And when they got there, it's a whole different ball game. Now they're telling people that you don't need any money down. You don't have, you just come and drive away the car. That is not a power of manifestation. Because once you get to these car places, you're not going to drive away. But what kind of car you want? I want that car over there. Well, here's the keys. Let's go. Let's fill out some papers. And then after we fill out some papers, you take the car and you drive. It's not going to happen like that. You have to produce your action. And your action is that you're going to have to put some type of payment down on that car. You're not going to drive that car out off of that lot just because you feel that you have the power of manifestation. It doesn't happen like that, people. So you better get, your dealings correct, because once again, whomever is feeding you this information is feeding you wrong. Nothing is done by power of manifestation. You have to have action to back up what you're believing. Common sense, look at this world. Look at this world. Look at the higher ups, and then the people who are above you. They were not given, or they didn't have the power of manifestation to have all that they have. The only people that have that is the very, very high elites. They can stand up, sit back, lay down, and say, I'm going to get me a house. I'm going to move out of this mansion and get me another mansion. They can do that. But you know something, people, in order for them to do that, they have to take action. Everything has to take action. I don't care if they are the highest elite, Donald Trump. You just use him, Donald Trump. Now he's saying, well, in the year of, when my time runs out as president, I think I'm going to run again. Now he can say, why do you say that, Mr. Trump? Because I'm using the power of manifestation. This man cannot run president again as a president for the next 4 years just off of power of manifestation. He have to get out there and do something. He has to get and take action. Donald Trump to sit back and say all he wants to mentally. I'm going to be the president of the United States of America after after my term is over here. I'm going to be president. He can sit in this Oval Office and talk that way until he's blue in the face. He's not going to be president after his presidency term is over. He has to get up and perform action. He has to do something to help himself in order to become president of the United States after his term is over. And that's with everybody. That's with everybody. So this is why we, the resistance team, we tell you all, you got to be very careful in what you hear. Everything that you hear is not always correct. Even when you say your affirmation, we, the team, we say our affirmations every day, 2 and 3 times a day. We have meditation, but what we do and why we do that is to make us more stronger, make us stronger. I am somebody. I am safe. And but then once we say that, all of our affirmation, then we have to take action to make sure that what we're saying is true. You know, we can say all we want to, I am safe, I am somebody, and just lay back and say, and then trouble comes. But you have to get up and use your actions to make sure and what you just said is realistic. You see what I'm saying, people? But you're listening to every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Jane, and they're telling you something wrong. And I'm telling you once, I've told you twice, and I will tell you again on the behalf of the team. We're not here to tell you any type of lies because what we tell you is going to bounce back. If we take anything wrong, that is, it's going to bounce back on us. Our motto is the facts and the truth and the knowledge, which equals power. And every last one of you have power, but you are using your power for the wrong instances. That's not power in believing something that's not real. The power of manifestation. That's the power that we have. We can sit back and we can say that the moon is going to fall from the sky. If we believe it's going to happen, no, you can believe from here to hell that moon is not going to fall from the sky. And why? Because you have no dealings to make that moon fall from the sky. You see, and so this is why we are so adamant about you people out there knowing what the facts and the truth and the knowledge is all about, because you have agents out there, you have imposters out there that's trying to make you feel or think that something that they say is real and it's not real. The power of manifestation. Not only the power of manifestation that you do have, and I have to be honest about that. If you sit back and say, like I, Billy R.L. did many times, nobody know the shit in the hell that I went through. Nobody know but Katrina and our advisor, the original messenger, and those of the team. I went through HELL hockey sticks. I went through hell being a young female, didn't have mother, father, sister, all of my family members had died. I was out here in this cold world by myself. And I will say again, many times I sit back in my makeshift boxes or box home. And I said, tomorrow I'm going to come out of this box. I'm going to come out of it because I had the power to be able to do so. And the next day I was back in the box again. But the only way that it would work is that it came to the realization, and that was the spirits. The only way you're going to come out these boxes, the only way that you're going to stop being hungry, the only way that you're going to have clean clothes to wear is that you have to get up and do something about it. And that's when the universe, Mother Gaia, the spirits, and you can say, if you want to say the ancestors, I'll throw them into. They sent Katrina and our advisor, the original messenger, my way. My way. Two people I had never seen before in my life. And the first thing they said when they approached me was, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My teachers, the last year in high school, they tried to do as much as they could for me. Come to school early, go into the gym room, take a shower. They gave me a little deodorant and stuff like that to refresh myself, begged me to come home and stay with them, but I wouldn't do it because this was something I had to do on my own so it could be a testimony of and about it later on. My own actions. Now, many times, as I stated, I've said that could have the power of manifestation and didn't do a damn thing. But it was only when I got up after hearing the spirits that Mother Gaia, the universe, telling me you have to do something on your own. You're going to have to get up. And once you get up, then you can manifest it. And that's what I did. I got up and I started using my own actions to manifest it. I was hungry. I could have sat in that box and which many days I did and was hungry. Hungry. Well, I'm going to think of the power of manifestation because food is going to be in the next hour. No, it wasn't. It didn't. I had to get up and put the pride aside, put the shame aside, and walk into a restaurant. Where's the manager? And the employee and you thought I had came to rob the store and rob the bank. They ran to get the manager. And the manager, male, female, my God, what's wrong? I'm hungry. And they gave me food. But if I had not used my action, my power of action to be able to do this, I would have never got faith. I would have been dead today. But see, it was not meant for me to be deceased. It was meant for me to use my power of manifestation through actions. So, people, I'm telling you, you're listening to the wrong people. You think that you're listening to the right people, and it's going to lead you to your demise. There's no way under the sun of this hellish planet that you can sit back and say, whatever you think of, the power of manifestation is going to come to you. It will not. It has never happened and it never will. And if you have heard of people who have said that, what all I've done was just think of it in a case, they're telling you a bold-faced lie. They want you to think that they have this special power, that all they have to do is just think of it and it comes into existence. But they will never tell you what they did, what they said in order for it to come into existence. There is no one, and I'm telling you now, there is no one under the sun that has used the power of manifestation and don't do anything, don't say anything, and just lay there, and it has everything that they wanted, everything that they needed has come directly to them. No, no. Now I want to say one last thing and then I'm finished. We have seen on YouTube where strangers have come up and have said, if you hold this package or some kind of thing like that, they want, and I'll give you $10. Well, those type of people, they have in their minds like, I need money. Silently to themselves, I need money. But what did they do? They were yield with their by actions to be at the proper place at the proper time. And his actions, but if they had to just sit there to be, in their room or on the park bench, I need money, I need you, so I just, I'm gonna use the power of manifestation to get that, it'll never come. But it's only when they got up and then they were led led to where to be, where to go. So this is what I want to say to you all. It was brought to our attention, and all of the team members, we agree the same. We are not here. None of us, all 300 of us, we're not here because of the power of manifestation. We're not here because we are here because we took action to be where we are today. When we go out to help this one and that one, we're not going out because of the power of manifestation. We don't help every Tom, Dick, and Harry because they just power manifestation. Somebody's gonna help us today. Somebody we just sit here on a park bench, or we know because we listen. We listen. But when we see where people have gotten up and using their actions to help themselves, then that's when I and others like us, we go in and we try to help. But we don't go over power and manifestation unless we see just like the Bible says, work without faith, faith without works. And how are you going to do your works unless you have the faith? And what is faith? Faith is action. It's action. You can have faith to believe from here to hell, but if you don't have the works of your action to be able to go out there and get what you want and do you'll never have it. And then one last thing is that you can't go by what the elites have. The elites, they have gotten all that they have gotten through stealing. Do you actually think that if you win the lottery and you win the 100 million, $100 billion, do you actually think that you're gonna all that money is gonna be mine? I'm a billion. It'll never happen. Not in this day, life, and time. Because the high elite is going to take every bit of it from you. They're going to give you what they feel that you should have. But you have power of manifestation. So if you have power of manifestation and you're thinking that $1 billion is going to come to you, whether it's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, or $10 billion, if you think that it's going to come to you, it's going to come. You are sadly mistaken. It's not going to come. It's only when you go up there and apply your actions. And even when you apply your actions, you're not going to get billions of dollars. You're not going to do it because we are living under the roof of evil, wicked people. And those high elites, they're going to get every dime that they can from you. Some of you fail to realize we're living on a planet, or in a planet, on a planet, in a planet, however you want it to be. But this is a hellish, devilish planet. And there are those who have taken over every individual, every mind, every heart. So the best thing for people like us to do is that we have to use actions and to get what we have to get. And mean try to, it's not so much as cover it up or shield it, but to protect what we have through our actions, because we're not living solely alone by ourselves. We have evil people that's with us on this planet. So get yourself together, because I don't know who is feeding you this information, but I'm telling you, Billy, I realize they're feeding you a bunch of garbage. We tell you every day, say your affirmation. Say your affirmation. Yes, that's good. Say your, I am somebody. Today is going to be a good day. So and so and so, because it builds you up spiritually. I'm not talking about the spiritually of the church. I'm talking about spiritually of your being fed, your spirit, your soul. And so yes, we say that every day. The resistance team, and there are others that we know that says that every day, our affirmations, because it builds us up, because we know that we're living in a world that when you step out your door and to the world view, that things are going to happen. But we're using our actions, we're using the power of our third eye to be able to sing. Some of you have abilities, but you don't use your abilities to be able to see and know the difference. So affirmations are good. Meditations are good, because meditation, once you sit down and you truly meditate, meditation will guide your spirit, will guide your spirit. And it's so much more that affirmations and meditations will do, can do, and have done, but it's way above your head. And if anyone was to sit down with you and talk to you about it, you would think that they're crazy. Just like you have done many times with the resistance team and others who are like us. You think that we're nonsense, and you still think that we're talking a bunch of foolishness, because we're telling you now today that the power of manifestation is not real. Then again, it is real. But what goes along with the power of manifestation is actions. You have to get up and you have to bring it into manifestation. But as long as you're sitting on your asses, as long as you keep thinking, well, it's going to come, and you're doing nothing about it, that's not real. It's not going to come. And I, Billy RL, I know what I'm talking about, because, like as I stated before many times, power manifestation, it's going to come. I'm going to get out of these boxes. I'm going to have some. But until I got up and looked around the world and said, hey, it's not going to be handed to me on a silver platter. I got to get up and do something. And that's what I did. I got up and I started doing something. I started bringing my manifestation into existence by doing something, my actions. And that's why I am what I am today. Not only me, but the rest of the team. And there are others out there that are like the resistance team that have done the same. So whoever's telling you this, you need to be ashamed of yourself, and you better be very careful my brother or my sister, whomever you are, because you're feeding them the wrong information. You're listening to every other Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Mary, whoever, instead of listening to the facts, the real truth, and obtaining that real knowledge, because obtaining knowledge is power. And evidently, you don't have power. And you're using your own system to have people to believe in you, and you're leading them straight to hell. And that's what you do. We're already on hell, but there's another hell up there in the sky. Not only one, but two and three of them. Well, how did you get? Because I was there. I guess that's a lie too. You need to wake up, people, and stop this, because we're getting closer to the end times, and getting closer to the end times, you're going to be hearing all kind of lies, all type of lies, and it's not going to be true, and you're going to fall for it, because what the this world and those that are in it, like 47 and all of his henchmen, the senators and the congressmen and the ICE and the FBI and all of them, they are trying to get you to stay here on this hellish planet. They don't want any of you to one day leave this hellish planet. They don't want any of you to know what the real true knowledge is all about. Because as long as you're dumbfounded, you don't know, they've got you. They've got you where they want you to be. Why do you think that they're taking all of this stuff out of schools now? They don't want people to know what the real truth, excuse me, the real facts, the truth and the knowledge is all about. They're trying to, why do you think people are erasing people's minds, their memories? They don't want you to know. Then they have people like whomever does spread this bullshit. They can have people like them or her or him, whoever it may be, to feed you with this shit so that you can think one thing, and when it comes time for you to actually pounce, you won't be able to pounce, because you'll be believing something that's not in reality. You got to wake up, people. Wake up. This is real. The power of manifestation is not just sitting back, is not just thinking of what should be done. You have to get up and do actions. You have to move your bodies. You have to move your minds to where you want to be, or what you want, or how you want it to be, what you want done. But just sitting back thinking of it, I'm going to be on the beach next weekend. I'm going to the beach because I have power manifestation. I'm going to do it. And then next week you're on a beach. Next week you're sitting right in your damn house on the court. And that's how it is. And any person who states that I've used power of manifestation and it have gotten me to where I wanted, they're telling a damn lie. They're telling a damn lie. There's no way that anyone can use the power of manifestation and just sit back and think of it and it happen. And that's happened. They're telling a damn lie. Faith without works is dead. You have to apply your faith. Your faith is mental thinking. Your faith is using your hands. Your faith is using your legs, your arms. Your faith is faith. It's faith. Faith is power. Faith is knowledge. So that's all I want to say. I had to come forward to say this. And so now, any one of you out there, you can challenge me all you want to. But you see, you can, but I'm not going to respond. And it's not, and let me tell you something about this too. When I don't respond, don't you ever in your little mind think that I have fear. I fear none of you out there. None of you. Because I know where I've been, I know where I came from. And I've said and the same words that whoever is teaching you or has stated to you about the power of manifestation. I have said those same words. It's going to come. And I have lived in those alleys for years. I was in college for 4.5 years. I had 1 year of high school. And I lived that I walk those streets. And all the while thinking and believing, all I have to do is think it up. Well, it's going to come until one day no, wait a minute, wait a minute. I've been saying that this is going to happen and it's never happened. Let me get out and let me use my actions. You see, the power of manifestation is not going to feed me. The power of manifestation is not going to get me to save every dime that I have. It was only when I decided upon myself mentally and in my heart, if you want it, you got to fight for it. You got to get up and show these people that you can do it. I don't care how dirty, how smelly you may be, but you can do this. And I did it by myself, with the help of my teacher and my professors in college. But I did it. I did this thing. And I was determined. I was tired. Lack of sleep. There was days when I didn't eat for a day or two, but I was determined. I'm going to get myself out of this. I'm going to look back one day and see how far I've come. And it wasn't no power of manifestation. It was the power of acting upon it and actually doing it. And now today, I can sit back, not completely, because I know who surrounds us, who surrounds me in this world. But I can sit back and I now own and I can be able to help others and tell others of the turmoil, the shit that I went through, not because of the power of manifestation, but because I put my hands, as a Christian people used to sing a long time ago, I put my hands to the plow and I didn't look back and I went full speed ahead. So that's all I want to say, Billy R.L. But you keep on believing these tales that people are telling you, and I guarantee you that one day, when your eyes are fully open and you see the realization of this power of manifestation, it's going to be too late. And there's nothing that you can say that can overturn what you have told so many others. The wrongdoings and the rest of us who have tried to give you the facts and the truth and present that knowledge so that you can continue to have and or to use your power. We're going to be looking at you, laughing at you. So people know the truth. The truth shall set you free. We have a lot of imposters on YouTube, TikTok, and all the other channels, and Facebook, and wherever channels that they have. We have a lot of imposters. But with you having that power within yourself fully, you would know who the imposters are. You would fully know who's telling the truth and who's telling a lie. But you rather lean and depend and believe someone because you feel it just sounds right. Well, people, do whatever you want to do, but I have spoken to you, and I'm going to go back with my team members, and we're going to enjoy our day and have fun. But I had to address this because it was brought to my attention, and you say it, But this is all that I have to say. This is me, Billy Ariel, real life. Love, peace, and power. And you know something? It all equals no. Love, peace, and power. Yes, it all equals knowledge because knowledge is power. Until the next time. Billy Ariel, real life.